This crypto bull run that we are about to experience could be bigger than you can possibly imagine. I see a lot of people getting hooked on 4-year cycle thinking. People are obsessing over when to sell, over this scarcity mindset that we only have a couple months left. I'm going to give you the opposite point of view about why we have at least 12 months of a golden age of crypto, a potential generational bottom for Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and why the White House and the elites, the people that run the world, are literally telling you this. Stay with me, watch till the end. The US government, under the leadership of Bo Hines, initiated a significant move towards financial innovation with the Genius Act and the Clarity Act. Your own White House, the government of the USA, is telling you that crypto as an asset class is going to go to $20 trillion. Analysts predict anywhere from 15 to 20 trillion, potential increases in on-chain activity like we've already seen, with DEX on-chain activity reaching over 25% of all trading volume. Just look at this graph. Over the last year, in 2024, 10% of all trading activity was done on DEXs. Now 25%. The world is moving on chain. Everything is being tokenized. Real world assets, real estate, stocks. Trillions of dollars are coming onto chains like PulseChain. It's going to start with Ethereum. And then if PulseChain even captures a fraction of that market share, which we already know has massive product market fit for the entire world to tokenize everything, then we're going to see parabolic 100x growth. And it might take a lot longer than the simple 4-year cycle. I've been saying this time is different. I truly believe that it is. We've never had institutional buying. We've never had Bitcoin topping before the halvening event. And somehow you've got a lot of people that are ready to sell in like 3 months. It doesn't make any sense to me. Ethereum hasn't even broken its all-time high. It's just barely touched its previous all-time high of $4,800 for the 6th time now. So when a chart taps resistance 6 times, that resistance gets weaker every time. If you flip the chart upside down, we're going to take this Ethereum chart and we are going to invert it so you can see how gravity works on charts. It works in the up direction too. And eventually what happens is resistance lines become future support lines. So how does this chart look to you guys? This is the Ethereum price, okay? Look at how many times we have been at this 4,000 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 7 times we finally broke below it. We had this temporary, some people call it a Judas candle back in 2021. And this time around, we've got regulatory clarity. We don't have corrupt FTX. We have the government telling you, the White House telling you that crypto is going to go to 20 trillion. Let's see what it's at today. The total crypto market cap is 4.1 trillion. Look on the screen right here, which means they're basically saying the entire industry can 5x in the next couple of months and years. Now, if the entire market cap does a 5x, what pumps harder? Obviously, the newer stuff with lower liquidity that are harvesting the attention economy better than other coins. And that's where PulseChain comes in. That's where it really shines. It's $10 million of total buy-side liquidity, meaning you can calculate that only $100 million could 100x the price of net buy pressure. You've got the fact that it's new, it's only 2 years old. Ethereum is 10 years old. And you've got the loudest community in all of crypto about to do massive marketing campaigns and totally dominating Twitter with hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels as well, email newsletters, all kinds of things being built, NFT platforms, meme coin launchpads, you name it. PulseChain has the infrastructure as well. Wallets, exchanges, on-ramps like Liberty.finance. And so they're telling you that crypto is going to pump and retail is still bearish. They're still uncertain. They're still planning on dumping somehow before the year is over. Some people are looking at the end of the cycle because they think it's so predictable as the 4-year cycle. Look, at some point it's got to break, and we have never had institutional buying or crypto being recognized as a serious asset class. But why would the elites of the world want to tell you guys now? Luckily, if you've been following this channel, you've already packed your bags and built a sizable position, not only in Ethereum, but in PulseChain, Hex, PulseX. Maybe you pick some meme coins over on PulseChain as well. And it's still not too late. It really is not too late yet. But just take a look at this tweet from the founder, Richard Hart. Okay, this is the founder of PulseChain. He asks, are you happy that the ruling elite have finally filled up their bags enough with crypto to let it thrive? And this is the concept I want to portray to you. This is called aligned incentives. Because everybody's basically greedy. That means incentives are aligned for massive pumps in the near-term future. So the crypto bull run could be bigger than you can possibly imagine because guess what? BlackRock is in. Do you think they want to lose money on their Ethereum trade? Do you think Vanguard, do you think banks want to lose money? No, they want to make money by generating volume, by structuring the bid, by doing derivatives, CME futures. Everybody is opening up crypto to buy and hold as an asset class. The SEC rule got revoked, so now banks can hold crypto. Just everywhere you look, the SEC, JP Morgan even, who trashed crypto for years, they're giving it the green light because they have enough ownership of it because everybody's greedy, right? You're greedy, I'm greedy. We all want to make money. The elites of the world are no different than you and I. So now that they own, 6 to probably more like 10% of all the Bitcoin in the world, and the governments of the world own a significant chunk. China owns 1%, the USA owns 1%. 10% is probably lost or more. So these numbers are actually higher. And now that these institutions have a tokenized stock version, an ETF that they can trade to Wall Street. So Wall Street is now in. Wall Street is now bullish. And on top of this, you've got $109 trillion in equities coming on chain. This is the coming online moments of 2001, 2002. That's what we're witnessing right now for things coming on chain, the democratization of value transfer, which is what crypto is doing to money, just like the internet democratized information transfer. So you could be there at the early days. You could be there at ground zero if you recognize what's happening right now. The silver lining and the fact that everybody is greedy and self-interested means that everybody can benefit from shilling their bags, from promoting crypto and getting more money on board, because it also just happens to be a more efficient system with no borders, no hours, no banking regulations and restrictions, far less censorship, not necessarily with stablecoins, but stablecoins are another topic. Let me ask you this. Do you think the USA wants to expand their dollar dominance? Do you think the USA is done empire building? No, if they can, they will. And modern day empire building does not look like conquering land anymore. There's no more land left to conquer. So how do we conquer countries? Well, how does the USA, the government, capitalized USA, not people like you and me, they do it with debt. They do it with debt slavery. They take these countries, just look up, there's a good book called Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Highly recommend, but basically we export dollars so that we get countries hooked on denominating everything in dollars. So the petrodollar dominated for the last, 100 plus years. But as Ray Dalio says, typically the average currency has a lifespan of 250 years on average. So what can the USA do now that they're reaching that mark to still stay relevant? Well, they can export their dollars by making them accessible worldwide with USDT and USDC and other stablecoins. Now, disregard the fact that these are entirely centralized. They're basically central bank digital currencies. They have an off switch. They're garbage. They can freeze you, censor you. They're the opposite of why crypto was invented. But do you think the government wants to push these onto the world? The answer is yes. This chart says it all. Look at where we were in terms of the total stablecoins market cap in 2019 being 400 million. Where are we at today? 271 billion. And this number is going to go to trillions. And you don't have to use centralized stablecoins. You can get stuff that actually pumps, unlike the dollar, which literally just loses value constantly. But you can make this sure bet that with stuff like the Genius Act, they're greenlighting stablecoins to conquer what's left of the financial world. But stuff like Ethereum, stuff like PulseChain that actually is censorship resistant, that actually has life-changing pump potential, this is the life raft, the parallel financial economy away from, what's happening now. But luckily, we're in this Goldilocks zone where both parties, the old guard and the new, the establishments and the fringes, people like you and me watching this channel, we can both benefit. That's why I'm sticking with the newer stuff. Again, stuff with lower liquidity, stuff with larger retail adoption potential. And imagine one day when Hex and PulseChain have treasury companies. Imagine when one day there's a PulseChain ETF. I hope it's not for another 5 years because that gives us more room to grow. But look at how much we're up in the last 30 days. Enjoy the ride. We've got $4,600 Ethereum today. $4,600 Ethereum. And then in the last month, PulseChain's up 80%, Hex is up 100%, PLSX is up 90%, INC tokens up 42%. Do not fade crypto at this critical moment when the government is literally telling you their plan. They're discussing their playbook in the open, saying the market cap is going to 5x. Real world assets, stocks, real estate, everything's going to tokenize. Ethereum and PulseChain will be the substrate layer, the digital oil, and stablecoin dollar dominance also has a huge role in that too. Make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment, share the video, help all this stuff go viral. The more you do that, it takes 2 seconds and it helps pump your bags as well as mine. And if you're brand new to crypto, if you want the confidence to do it right, to not lose all your money, get hexpassiveincome.com, get the course in the description below. Everything you need to get started in the box below the video. Just learn about it now so that you don't lose money to scams, so that you don't waste time trying to figure out and chase rabbit holes that go nowhere. And I think things are about to be greater than we can possibly imagine. So enjoy the ride. See you on the next one.